It was a nail biter, so that was fun. All right, Lee, will you lead us in the Pledge of Allegiance, please?
I'd be proud to. Everybody begin with me. I pledge
Pledge
allegiance
allegiance to the flag
of the United States
of
of
America
and to
to
the
the
republic
republic
which it stands, one nation,
nation
under
under
God,
God, indivisible, with liberty and
justice
justice
for all.
for all.
Amen. All right. Well, welcome again to the DFW Veterans Chamber of Commerce. Happy to see everybody today. Excited to have all of our friends on the screen. It's one of my favorite days of the week. Every week we meet on Zoom, and it's a chance to network and to collaborate and to learn. Our mission is a shared mission of just supporting our veterans to grow in their business, to grow personally. You don't need to be a veteran to be a member. I'm a passionate patriot. You just need to support our mission. We meet also in person locally here in the DFW area with different chamber circles. So it's not just a chance to meet virtually and collaborate, it's a chance to also meet in person. And we'll make some announcements, at the end of the meeting. 3 of the 4 Friday meetings, we have a chance for everyone to introduce themselves, and then we have a spotlight speaker. So we have a very exciting speaker today. One day a month or one Friday a month, the last Friday of the month, we have what's called a deep dive work session, work group, workshop. That's it. Had a brain fart there for a minute. And that's when we bring a guest speaker to speak the entire meeting, again, on an educational topic. So with that, I will pass it on to Lee to do the introductions.
Gladly. Welcome, everybody. We're going to start right off. As Irving says, we got a chance to introduce ourselves, and please take just about 20, maybe 30 seconds. Tell us who you are, what affiliation you had with the military. If you're a passionate patriot, tell us a little bit about what makes you so passionate. And I'm going to start off with Kyle Wentworth.
Starting off, Kyle Wentworth, youngest member of the largest recorded military family in the history of the United States. 9 siblings active duty. Dad was World War II and Korean War. 36 nephews and nieces having been active duty. So proud military veteran. I was in the Army for 9 years. Information systems security is my primary background. So good morning, everyone.
I can't say Kyle Wentworth without thinking about the commercial in my head, J.G. Wentworth.
I'll paint any car for just $99.95.
I want my cash, and I want it now. Michael Chavez.
Yep.
Good morning. Michael Chavez, retired chief electrician, founder and CEO of Conspired Goal Centers. I help people achieve their goals. As a man thinketh in his heart, so is he. If you think you're a failure, you are. If you think you're a winner, you accomplish great things. I help people change their image and achieve their goals.
Thank you. Michael gives us a little bit of the Word of God this morning. Let's go on over to Horse Around with Mr. J.R. Smith.
Good morning. How are all y'all doing? Been a couple of weeks I've been out, so glad to be back. Proud patriot of a United States Navy Vietnam veteran, 69 to 73. Vice president of the Veterans Ranch, where we do free equine therapy for veterans and their families across Florida and trying to grow and expand into Texas. So website's down in my name. Y'all check it out. And thanks for all the support y'all give us.
Very cool. Mr. Joel Butalski, what wisdom do you have for us this Friday morning?
Yes, sir. This Friday morning, as you're all aware, Tuesday is Fat Tuesday or Mardi Gras. The Chamber hasn't announced the event yet. We're looking forward to a big event. We do it every Mardi Gras.
Very good, very good. Paul Hendricks, welcome. Happy Friday.
Good morning, Chamber. Great to be with you. I'm Paul Hendricks. I'm retired from the Air Force, and I represent the Collin County Veterans Coalition. Our meeting is coming up on this coming Tuesday. I'll talk more about that later. Also, I'm a national director of the Air and Space Forces Association, and I'd like to talk about that a little later. It's great to be with you this morning, and I'm looking forward to hearing great information. Thank you.
We'll hop over to the west side of town. Coming up from Cleburne, how about Crystal Kazuba?
Good morning. Happy Friday. I'm Crystal, retired Navy, career counselor by trade, and I work at a nonprofit in Fort Worth. So if you know any veterans or family members interested in training, starting a new career, I'll put my information in the chat. Thank you.
Very good.
Lee, you missed me. Lee, you missed me, but I can go at the end.
I'm coming up, Avi.
Okay.
Avi, go ahead and take the floor.
All right. Well, I'm an Air Force veteran, so 80 years as a flight surgeon, private practice thereafter. Proud to be a veteran. I had an opportunity to do some red flag exercises, gunshot injuries and management and triage and warfare. It was an exciting moment to learn about all that. Now I'm retired from private practice as a surgeon and working with an insurance company, trying to protect families and individuals with American Income Life. And I'm here to provide services to veterans, including citizens of Dallas-Fort Worth area, and growing in the business.
Thank you, Avi. Molly, welcome.
Hi, Molly X. Juvon Holt. I am a widow of a U.S. Navy veteran. I own a company called Dimensional Matrix Multimedia, and I am so proud to be here and have a passion for all military. And I do augmented and virtual reality, machine learning, artificial intelligence, everything that you can think of multimedia. So thanks.
Very good. Thank you, Molly. Next, we have Eugene.
Hello, good morning, everybody. Hi, my name is Eugene, and happy Friday. I joined the United States real estate lottery, the real estate broker, and online marketing consultant. Does anybody need to have something like online marketing or build a website or do something like a real estate sale? Can find me Eugene Chen. I'm your real estate, the lottery real estate agent and broker, and the online marketing e-commerce consultant. Thank you very much.
Very cool. Very cool. Thank you. Nurika.
Good morning, everybody. I'm a proud Army veteran. My name is, and you guys can call me Nikki, and I am from the Vet Center, and we focus on providing services to veterans and service members who served in combat operations, areas of hostility, stateside deployments, or endured military service-related trauma. And we also serve their families to support the growth and goals of veterans and their veterans or service members. Good morning, everybody.
Thank you, Nikki. Bob Ernst, you're up, sir.
Hey, good morning. Bob Ernst, retired Navy pilot, now a certified financial planner and a certified exit planning advisor with Edward Jones. We can help individuals with their investments and small businesses increase their value for their sale for their retirement. I have to leave early at 8 o'clock today, but I hope everybody has a great weekend.
Thank you, Bob. We want to move over to our circle leaders. I'm going to start with Electric Lloyd. Tell us about yourself, Lloyd, and tell us about your circle.
Well, good morning, everyone. Repeat after me, please. I'm alive.
I'm alive.
Awake.
I'm awake.
I'm awake.
I feel awake.
I feel great.
Okay, guys, you know I'm going to say that every Friday, so you should be prepared because today is the day the Lord has made. Let us rejoice and be glad in it.
Amen.
Amen.
To do that, you're awake. You're alive. God's given you another day. So I do business as Electric Lloyd, and before I go any further, I'm retired Air Force. And what I do is I help individuals and businesses reduce their overhead. I do that through a variety of ways. Today, I want to talk about group healthcare and individual healthcare. The average family is paying $1,700 a month. The average individual, $450 a month. I can usually get people into a really great healthcare program for 30 to 70% less than traditional insurance. So if you'd like to know more, my calendar link is in the chat box. Please do reach out. I'd be happy to share with you and also learn about you and figure out how I can help you grow your business. Lloyd Dobson with Electric Lloyd. And the first Wednesday of every month, that's the 1st of March, we'll be at the Delaney's Irish Pub in McKinney for the McKinney Chamber Circle. Please come by, bring your business cards. There's no cost. I'm just telling you, if you expand your network, you expand your network. Looking forward to seeing you. Have a great day.
Thank you, brother. Christine Walker.
Good morning, everyone. Christine Walker, U.S. Navy veteran, and I'm the owner and publisher of Addie's Veterans Magazine, a national veterans magazine, 100% written by vets for vets. And I'm excited to have a friend here today, so I'll let him introduce himself. But anyway, that's me.
Very cool. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. We're going to move on to our board. We're going to start with Brian Baker. Morning, Marine.
Morning, everyone. Brian Baker, retired Master Sergeant, United States Marine Corps. Happy to be here with everybody. I'm the co-founder and developer for VetX, who I showed you guys that a little bit ago. And I want y'all all to know that the value that is coming with the chamber is through the roof. There's no chamber in the DFW area that does what we do. And adding a digital asset like VetX, we're humbled to be a part of this and humbled to be a part of your journey as a business owner. So again, if you have any questions about VetX at all, hit me up and I'd love to help you out with that. If you have any questions about VetX RX, which is our no cost free sign up and get your prescriptions for 90% off, let me know about that too. We can help you with your prescription drugs. Brian Baker, VetX. Thanks, guys.
And on cue, Jason Roberts just logged on. Jason, welcome. Tell us about yourself.
Yeah, good morning, everyone. Basically what Brian just said, working with VetX, here to help the veteran community find everything in one place. Also with the VetX RX program, Brian just kind of went through that, but really enjoying what we're doing here and look forward to doing more. Thank you.
Very cool. And I see my Navy buddy, Alex, logging in there from Farmers Branch area.
Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. Good to see all of you guys. Sandpack 5-star Ford in Carrollton, Sandpack 5-star Chevrolet, here to help out wherever we can. It's good to see all of you.
And tell us about your circle, Alex.
Meet second Tuesdays of the month at Barrel and Bones in historic downtown Carrollton, just in time for Taco Tuesdays. So
if you haven't been down there, it's always a fabulous time. Come and check us out.
There you go.
We have a new attender down here at the bottom, Lisa Kay.
Let me just interject here for a second. Lisa Kay is our new board director for corporate sponsorships. She is truly amazing. You guys are all going to love her. So with that said, Lisa.
Oh my goodness, Christy, thank you. It's a pleasure to be here. I will be more prepared next time. I'm very, very excited to be a part of the chambers. I am not a veteran, but I have a huge passion for veterans, and my nonprofit organization, Fellowship Power Lunch. We have an annual Veterans Appreciation event that is located in Frisco, Texas, and it's such a pleasure to be involved. Thank you.
Lisa, welcome. And we're going to get back up here. We're going to go to Christine Dean.
And good morning, Chamber. I'm Christine Dean, your DFW Networking Diva, connecting you to who you want to know. Part of that includes connecting you within the Chamber. So if you want to know more about your marketing, feel free to reach out and make sure you're signed up for all the marketing perks that come along with the DFW Veterans Chamber. Let's get plugged in.
Very cool. Very cool. Irving Chung.
Good morning again, everybody. Irving Chung. I'm the Director of Entrepreneurship for the DFW Chamber. I'm also a franchise consultant. I help people explore business ownership through franchising. I have a franchise for every type of business. So if you're looking for a side income, a new career, just something else to do, there's some great franchise opportunities. My consultations are free. So if you're curious to learn more, please give me a chat and pass on anybody who might be interested in looking at business opportunities. Anyone in transition is an ideal person for me to talk to. Thank you.
Very cool. Very cool. Jamie, you're up.
Hi. Good morning, y'all. My name is Jamie Bonetto, retired Master Sergeant, United States Marine Corps, retired law enforcement officer, and I currently do business insurance. My key focus is just educating people on how to read their own policies. Believe it or not, I don't go out there try to sell my policies. I try to educate, and every once in a while, I get a client. So if you have anybody needs questions on their policy, let me know.
Very cool. Very cool. And my name is Lee Scott. I am a retired Lance Corporal, United States Marine Corps, medically retired in 1988. And I'm proud to have served my country even for a short period of time. And I love my service connections that I have through this DFW Chamber, through the Marine Corps League, through the VA, and so many other ways. I work for Dignity Memorial, and we are the largest provider of funeral and cemetery services in the world. And one of the things I've been reminded of this week is one of the benefits that we allow our veterans is that Dignity pays for every aspect of a homeless veteran's funeral and interment services. You're going to see me go in and out of video today during our meeting, and I want to apologize to our speaker for that. But I have a lot of stuff that is going to be starting right here at about 8 a.m. I thank you all for joining today. I'm going to turn it over to our president, Christy Rimmel.
Thank you. And I hope that you guys felt Lee's heart towards our veteran community and serving for the last honor that we can offer physically to a veteran that has transitioned, right? So, and if you have not had a chance to do a one-on-one with each other, please do so. We're a family. I push that hard because I firmly believe that. And let me just show you our website here real quick, and then we will go off to our guest speaker. So when you come to the website, there's a lot of changes, and there will be more changes coming forward. If you have an event that you do on a regular basis, you can go to event submissions and fill the form there and submit that event so that we can put it on the calendar. We have a calendar of events that I'm trying to maintain. So that will be a monthly event, right? Also, don't forget that we have our raffle. These 4 items constitute one package. These are really, really cool items. And if you want to buy the tickets, click here for the details. We have not purchased these yet. So if you do not want them branded, we can do that as well. But you have to win. Have to win, right? Our events are here, and then as you scroll down, you will find the Friendly Chamber Member Competition, different ways to help us bring chamber members into the chamber, and also for you to win a little bit of a prize. If you forget where our in-person networking events are, here they are. Just click on them for more information and you get that. And thanks to our Fort Worth group, they are going to be doing an in-person networking event starting next month. I will be doing the graphics for that and putting it on here, and then passing on the information to Christine so that she can put it everywhere else. Oh, and this is funny. The weather somewhere in our Dallas-Fort Worth area. So if you kind of want to know what the weather is, just come and check it out here. It may or may not be true for the area that you're at. So that's my disclaimer. But you kind of guess. If you have articles that you've written that you would think you would like to post in our chamber. I am looking for help with writing blogs because so far I seem to be the only one and I can't do it all. So please help me by submitting your article. Make sure that you have a picture and I will post it for you gladly. Corporate sponsors are here. Geico is amazing. They're saving me $1,200 a year. I used to be a USAA person, very, very loyal for 30 years. And then I became a Geico convert because they're saving me $1,200 a year. Our partners, if you forget how to download the app for VetX, right here, how to download. For more information, click here. If you have not signed up for Christine's magazine, we have a 15% discount code. So come and get that information here. And then there's more information. There is so much going on this website that it would be impossible. It would take me almost an hour and a half. Member perks, don't forget, check those out. We're going to be bringing some new and cool stuff. And my business is website design, graphic design, social media branding, and I love creating your $1 million brand for not $1 million. So if you want to upgrade your branding and you want to look amazing, talk to me. Anything else? You guys have my phone number, you have my email, you can reach me anytime. I do respond very quick to all of our chamber members. So with that said, I'm going to introduce our amazing guest speaker today. And he did not send me his bio, so I do not have that much information on him other than he is an active duty reservist. He is also a branding visibility strategist, and he is our new board of directors for marketing visibility. So Christine, him, and I are going to get along magnificently, and I know for sure that we will learn a lot today. I'm so excited that he's here, and I'm super excited that he sold himself into the chamber. I was just connecting and he's like, how do I join the chamber? How do I become part of the chamber? I want to help you guys. What can we do? And I was like, okay, we'll put you to work. So that's how that worked out. And without any further, babbling for me, Rob, take it away.
All right. Thank you, everybody. It's an honor to meet everybody. I am an Air Force veteran. I'm still in. I was 5 years active duty, B-52 avionics, and got out for a little bit for grad school, joined the reserves. I've been in the 701st Combat Squadron out of Riverside for 18 years. I'm an E7 Master Sergeant. So I balance that between visibility, consulting, and my magazine, Shift Advanced Life Design. Today, I'm going to be presenting about visibility strategies for your business, and hopefully I can figure out how to share my screen for everybody. Before I get started on this, if you guys want to get out a pen, piece of paper, take some notes, there's going to be some stuff you definitely want to write down, and then we will have a copy of the presentation sent out to all the members. So either way, it works. Okay, let's see. Can everyone see the presentation, how to create a visibility plan for your business?
Yes.
Okay. Awesome. So about my bio, former professor of entrepreneurship, 225 media interviews, 8-time author, founded Shift Magazine. I'm the director of strategy for the largest independent media company in San Diego called IQ Media. So we have podcasts, radio stations, a premium magazine besides my own, which helps a lot with client stuff. And I'm the creator of the Tactical CEQ Visibility course, in which I take experts, turn them into highly visible industry leaders. The translation of that is I create business celebrities. As we go through this, I want this to be interactive. Not all this stuff is going to be intuitive to people because I've been doing this for years. So if you have any questions, just speak up and feel free to ask, and then we'll have a Q&A afterwards. But if you find something that you need a little more clarification on, feel free to interrupt to say, hey, Rob, I have a question. So business visibility, you have a lot more choices than you've ever had in your life, which is both good and bad. You have newspapers, social media, networking in person, television appearances, press releases, magazine articles. It gets very, very chaotic if you try and sit down and look at all this stuff. Obviously, all of us want more visibility for our businesses because more eyes are more sales, period, dot. But this is also a good thing for you because you have options that are, many of them are free, that can get a lot more eyes on what you're doing. So for example, Twitter is an amazing way to reach out with celebrities. So about 2 months ago, I direct messaged one of the guys from Cobra Kai, Sean Kanan, who plays Mike Barnes. I was able to secure a 20-minute one-on-one call with him. He's also a soap opera star. Cobra Kai is the #1 show on Netflix right now. He's in season 5. And I was able on Twitter just to reach out and say, hey, I'd like to talk to you, possible interview. Let's get on a call. Celebrities will respond on Twitter if you can catch them at the right time. You can get on podcasts today. There is almost no barrier to entry for podcasts these days. And that's how I got my start, is business podcasts, and then just kept building up, telling my story, going from high school and two-time college dropout to PhD. That's how I secured the majority of my TV appearances and interviews. You can literally create your own PR plans these days. You can do a DIY very easily for almost no money. It's just time. I'm going to show you a few ways to do that today. And like I said, there are more places than ever to get interviews with blogs, video shows, podcasts, digital magazines, etc. We're very lucky to be joined by Christine Walker, who I consider the gold standard, the special forces, if you will, of the magazine industry. I model a lot of my stuff after what she does. And it's great to have her here. So social media allows you to reach the world, and that's what we need to remember. We can build a global audience. So today we're going to talk about a visibility plan. It's comprised of 3 things, and this is the way that I look at it. Your customer journey, which means how did they go from seeing you or seeing your content to a sale? Your business model means what constraints do you have for your business? Constraints are really important because you don't want to be marketing to someone that can't buy from you. And then your desired results. So I'm going to talk about these 3 in a little bit more detail here. So the customer journey usually looks like this for most of us. If you're a service-based, this means you don't sell physical products. If you're a service-based business, usually you meet the customer and negotiate the sale in person or on Zoom. There's usually a little bit of finesse, a little bit of meeting, a little bit of contact before you can create a service-based sale. If you're goods-based, you take out online advertising and you use product photos and social media to sell. So these 2 things are your customer journey. And once you understand this, you're going to craft your visibility plan to it. Now, your business constraints, and this is the most important part of a visibility plan, affect some of us, and it depends on your business model. So if you have a brick and mortar, for example, you depend on foot traffic, stationary non-moving building, your visibility plan is going to be a little bit more localized, and I'm going to get into that in the next slide. For some people that are state licensed professionals, they can only sell in their state, their focus is going to be different. So real estates, lawyers, doctors, finance, people that can only practice their craft in state. And then some people have a geographically constrained business that can only serve people within 30 to 60 miles. A lot of brick and mortars, dog walker, auto detail, sports massage, chiro, whatever. So geographically constrained, completely different strategy. And then we talk about desired results. When we're creating our visibility plan, people want different things. Some people just want sales towards a certain product or service. Some people have no Google presence, they've never been interviewed, and they just want some Google ranking. They just want to show up. Some people just want interviews right off the bat. Hey, Rob, I've never been interviewed. I need to get on some podcasts and get on TV, radio, whatever. Some people want proof of concept that their stuff works. So we create our visibility around their results. I'm going to show you some of my results later in this presentation so you see an example of it. Some people want to build an audience. So they want to build a brand following. Highly recommend Donald Miller's book, Build a Story Brand. If you've ever read it, it's incredible. But it's one of the best books for audience building out there. And then some people want to be nationally known. They just want to have everybody know who they are. So these desired results need to be kind of taken into account. And we're building our plan. Now we're going to talk about just a couple of ideas if your business falls into these categories. So let's say you are the brick and mortar, you depend on foot traffic. You need to think about conquering your area, being a local celebrity, getting seen by people in your geographic area, and creating local partnerships. If you're a state licensed professional, LinkedIn is going to be your greatest source of inbound leads. Industry magazines are often overlooked, very easy to find, and any type of write-up for an industry magazine provides amazing positioning and proof of concept. It makes you look like a sought-after expert. And then teaching your industry with a YouTube channel is a great way to drive traffic, because YouTube is still a highly optimized search engine. People think of it as a video hosting site. It's not. It's like Google with video. People search LinkedIn all the time. There's millions, YouTube all the time. There's millions of people on it. They're all looking for stuff. It is more important than ever to optimize your YouTube channel with the correct hashtags so people can find you. You have a geographically constrained business that only serves people within a certain radius. Short form video content is amazing, especially if you have something that's dynamic. You're walking dogs, you're doing exercise, physical movement, whatever. Short form video means about 3 minutes or less. So the TikTok crowd or Instagram Reels, things like that. Generate a buzz around your business. Show the excitement of what you do and some of the dynamic parts with the video. Think about local assets, and then develop a network. Very, very important if you're only serving a certain, I always think of small towns. You always want to just be the most popular person in town. All right. So we're going to talk about some client success stories and exactly the path that I did. So the first one I'm going to discuss, and we're going to look in the upper left. We're going to start where it says start here. This is Kurt Balish. He's a Army combat vet that inherited his family's woodworking business. He's very good at what he does. He had some successes, some sales. He wasn't super known, and he had an amazing story. He came back from combat. He lost his wife suddenly, and it was a very tough thing for him to go through, obviously. But I reached out to him and I said, Kurt, let me tell your story. And this is when I first got into this type of industry. This is years ago. But I said, Kurt, let me tell your story so that other veterans can take solace in loss, and they can reach out to you. And I think it'll be good for you to open up a little bit, and it'll help with the grieving process. And he was a little nervous. He's a shy guy. I met him in person. He's quite a character, good dude, but just kind of quiet. He keeps to himself. So I shared his story. He got in the largest newspaper in Fayetteville, North Carolina. And then this created an enormous influx of orders at his company, Balish Woodworks. He got so many orders, he actually took out a loan, expanded his wood shop, and then he held a launch event. And I made a phone call, and within 1 day, I got CBS to cover his launch event. So that's the picture at the bottom. Since then, he's been in Washington Times, ABC, a lot of outlets. You can Google Kurt Balish, Balish Woodworks, and you can see all the interviews he's been on, podcasts, all this stuff. He teaches community classes on woodworking. The man loves crafting stuff, whether it's charcuterie boards, whatever. But as you can see, it was just a media push telling his personal story that started this. And what media companies do is that they check you online and they see if you've got an interview, because they want to interview somebody that's already established. And so when he got in the Fayetteville Observer, that put up this giant newspaper article. It made him the #1, Google search. Then the CBS, then ABC, then all these different networks. Now Kurt just fills a Google search because of interviews. So he was one of my early success stories. He's doing very well with Balish Woodworks. Great guy, and I was happy to see his growth process. Now this one is a lot more recent. This is my unicorn. This is literally the greatest result I've gotten for a client. So I don't want you guys to think that all of these are at this level. But this is going to blow your mind. So this is Ted Fox, U.S. Marine in Lancaster, Texas, out of Dallas. He restores unfixable cars and classics. He specializes in cars from the 60s through even current times. He's done a 1960 full restoration of an Impala for a Vietnam vet, a Pontiac that almost blew up his garage. It was in a TV show, and it was loaded with pyrotechnics, and they didn't tell him. They brought it to the garage, and he had to pull out a box full of gunpowder. He's just got stories, but Ted came to me. He had no online presence. He had no interviews. His Facebook business page was dead. And really nice guy. I could see the power of his story. And so we developed some custom graphics. I issued a press release for him. You can see one of the graphics here on the slide. But in each graphic, I augmented the photo. So I added a custom filter. I put a little bio on talking about the car itself, the story of the car. I put a little branding on there. And then I started like just kind of pushing them out to Reddit classic car rooms, Twitter, LinkedIn, Facebook, a couple different places. And I featured him in my magazine Shift. After the Shift magazine interview, he started seeing increased web traffic because you can check your Facebook analytics for business pages under insights. And he said, Rob, I'm seeing a spike. What's going on here? This is crazy. And then the press release came out. He got a big spike. And then I wrote an article on Newsbreak about him. It went viral. So you can see the stats. It's been hosted online 131,000 times. It's got 4,600 views, 57 shares. It's still going. People are still checking this out. And understand, guys, I took Ted on as a client in December. This is not a long process. Then it got crazy. A radio show saw his press release. They said they found him online with some of the stuff that I'd done. They gave him a 1-hour interview on In Wheel Time, I think it was called. It's connected with iHeartRadio. It's a pretty big show. And they interviewed Ted. He got featured in a Pontiac-themed magazine. Hot Rod Magazine reached out to him and did a feature on him. They're offering him now a second feature in his own column. And then this is the crazy part. I did a tweet about him. I mentioned General Motors. They reached out to him. The vice president of restoration has been trying to make some kind of Pontiac part for 20 years. They could not do it. Ted knows how to do it because he does 3D printing and all this different stuff. And the lead designer at Pontiac died before he could make it. So they get on a call with him and they say, hey, you're going to be our parts distributor for this part for the division of restoration. And so they're negotiating a deal right now. Texas State Fair reached out. Apparently Ted has a truck that has 400,000 miles on it that he worked on. They're going to have it at the Texas State Fair. And then a shop in New Jersey saw his article online, ordered $60,000 of parts from him. And then Ted called his accountant and said, we need to create a Rob fund. We want Rob full-time. So as you can see, visibility plans are very powerful when you figure out what the angle is and what strategies to use. When you're choosing a strategy for your business, here are some ideas. So if you have a brick and mortar in your area or you're a geographically constrained business, you can only serve in a 30-mile radius, you want the local celebrity strategy. Nextdoor is an app you can download for free to your phone. It's geographically constrained, so you're only going to be talking to people within a certain radius. Very powerful stuff. Get on there, meet some people, put some posts about your business. A local news pitch, so reaching out to local newspapers and just telling them an angle about your story or teaching something. Press releases always work because they can be curated both nationwide and to your area. And then networking events. So this is a great example of a networking event. You want to create a local network where you can be seen on person or on Zoom, where you actually connect with people versus just social media. If you are a specific niche and you fall under a certain category of business, so finance, real estate, medicine, in my case, marketing, industry magazines, very powerful, specialized events. So you know that all these major industries have conferences. You should be going to conferences. You should be trying to be a speaker at conferences. Orgs and nonprofits that are affiliated with industries are also great ways to get your face known. For everybody, an attraction strategy always works. And this is done by social media that teaches. I always say teach your industry. I'm doing it right now. I'm showing you guys like what I do kind of behind the curtain, the scenes. Learn how to teach people specialized content that the average person doesn't know. All you guys are experts in your industry. All of you learn some really interesting stuff. You can even tell military turning into business lessons, things like that, like military experience that turned into a business lesson. Civilians love reading that stuff, and especially if you can pepper in some jargon or talk about someplace you've been that was interesting. LinkedIn Carousel, if you haven't heard of this, is a newer feature that's gaining a lot of traction. I put a screenshot here. I did my first LinkedIn Carousel. It got 4 times the engagement that it usually got. And in a nutshell, a LinkedIn Carousel is just a multi-page PDF. You, instead of attaching a graphic to a LinkedIn post, you just click add a document. And then it'll let you have this slidable pitch deck where people can go through it. And if you create it, you can do a teach your industry or teach. It's pretty much an advertisement for your business. And you can make them look really sharp, bright colors, nice fonts. But LinkedIn carousels are something all you guys should be considering if you want more visibility on LinkedIn. And then for everybody, media strategy always works. Local news, newspaper, podcasts and industry, a simple Google search of your industry and the word podcast will bring up a lot of choices for you. The secret stuff. All right, you guys get client level today. This is my version of Black Ops. So you can look up nearly every magazine in your industry using Wikipedia or ChatGPT. For those of you who know about ChatGPT, it's a free AI software application. You can literally type in magazines and then type in your industry. So marketing magazines, finance magazines, real estate magazines. Also, Wikipedia keeps a full list of magazines categorized by industry. So just pop in, and the reason you can do this, you want to do this, is because you can reach out with a short pitch and say, hey, I'd love to contribute an article teaching this, this, and this. And you can get magazine coverage. I've done this for 2 of my clients with this method. If you need a press release, you can go to prlog.org, and they will allow you, once you sign up, to issue a free press release once a month. And their plans start at $29 a month. They're very low cost. They go out to a lot of people. And you actually have an option to curate. It means you can send it to journalists in your industry, I think, for a $50 upgrade. That's how I got TED the radio show. So it's definitely worth the investment. You write your own business articles on LinkedIn for free. Business articles drive traffic back to your business. They get more engagement than standardized posts. And business articles can be recycled. They can be sent to your email list. They can be turned into a YouTube video. They can be put into a Reddit room. You can submit yourself to the news by looking up call letters in the word submit or contact. And this instantly takes you to the submit a news tip or contact us page. And then you can submit your pitch. So for example, for clients, this is a list of all the call letters for Texas. And so I looked up the top 10 Texas cities. So I looked up Dallas, Austin, Houston, San Antonio, Fort Worth. And you just look up the 4-letter call sign. So for example, Dallas has KDFW, KAXS, WFAA, KTVT. Every single city has Fox, ABC, CBS, NBC, and usually an independent and a large newspaper. So by doing this, you can very quickly submit yourself to the news and possibly get on the morning shows. And it takes 15 minutes at most if you guys type fast. It's not a very hard process. And remember, you can submit anywhere in the country and have a shot of getting on the news over Zoom. You don't have to be in studio. So there's nothing keeping you from submitting to San Francisco or Seattle or New York or anywhere. This is about a 10% success rate, but you also will get the fastest acceptance because it goes right into their news inbox. So it's worth the time. And then if you're using TikTok and Instagram, Facebook, you can post a picture to TikTok of your business, maybe some, a couple of bullet points, and then instantly have it go to Instagram and Facebook because they're all linked. Very fast process for getting information out. Whew. All right, that's it. Questions and answers.
I have a question. So when you were saying about the press release that you can submit once a month, do you submit the same press release once a month, or do you tweak it and make it different once a month?
If I were going to do it once a month, I would tweak it and make it different depending on the strategy. Press release can be anything. It can be an announcement for a product or a service. It can be informative, like a little infomercial. It can be about you. It can be a major something with your company. So mix it up for sure.
So, Rob, I know that Nextdoor has some restrictions on posting stuff about your business. How do you get around that?
Yes, sir, you are correct. The way to do it is to post something that's more community-based. So you're in the insurance industry. So you can post something. Oh, you're not?
No, I'm not. I'm in the service industry. I only do services.
As I was, I apologize, sir. What I would do is a community-based post, something that teaches something in your industry, and then the first comment, to find out more, contact me, or here, you can find out more information at our website. So Nextdoor will take down posts if there's a link in it, if it's, they see that as business promotion, but there's nothing wrong with teaching something that's helpful, that benefits them, that is related to your industry. And then, like I said, first comment, fair game for links.
Okay, so what I've been doing is I've been posting pictures of people in my networking groups on Facebook and putting a nice little blurb, this lady does a great job doing blah, 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 whatever. Is that it's not promoting me, but it's promoting someone else. Is that fair game, or how does that work?
That should be fair if you follow those guidelines. And I would start it with, if you need this type of service, you know, feel free to reach out to this person. They specialize in this, this, and this. I always say, take the time to recommend people correctly, because it actually hurts their brand if you do it very quick and in haste. Try not to use adjectives like they're great, they're wonderful. Really talk about just they're very effective at this. They got me from here to here. When I recommend somebody on Facebook, I take about 30 minutes and it's an entire narrative. And then the comment, a great graphic of them, and then some way to contact them or their service.
So Rob, I have a question related to Lloyd. So he does like utility or energy cost reduction. He does identity theft, a few services. I mean, would it make sense for him to just tell stories about the effectiveness of his service? Hey, you know, I know someone who saved X amount on their energy bill, you know, pretty cool program. Let me know if you want to know more. Or I know somebody who had their identity stolen. It's the worst thing in the world. But I found a great way to make sure it doesn't happen. You know, let me know if you want to do more, something like that. So, I mean, you're telling a success story, and you're not necessarily saying, hey, call me because I sell this, but you know, something like that. Would that be a good way to get around it, or you think that'll get flagged?
So that's a great question. The way that I would personally do it is, I mean, that's a good way is a narrative about another person, but the way I would do it is actually tie it in with a common event. So you know that San Diego just did this enormous energy hike for a month, and it really made people mad. I'm talking double or triple what they usually pay for a month, and now they're giving us a credit for the next month. That would be a great story, even in a different region, because you could say, if you guys didn't hear, San Diego recently did this and this. In order to mitigate this, here are my top 3 tips for energy reduction and usage. And then you can talk about, you know, specialized light bulbs or energy timer, something like that. To find out more, feel free to contact me below. And then first comment your Calendly link or your website.
And Rob, thank you for your lecture. It was very revealing. And the marketing tools are evolving. It's very obvious. You learn from experience and you make new things. In your opinion, what's the most powerful medium for visibility in service industry, which is so competitive?
High-end branding, because in a saturated market, whether it's fitness, real estate, finance, whatever it is, if you've entered the market and there's a lot of competitors, establish yourself as the absolute best. You do this with high-end customized graphics on your social media. Hire a designer for sure. Get a high-end logo that's recognizable, and then be omnipresent. This means you have to be on LinkedIn, Facebook, even if you're recycling content, which is fine. So for example, I'll write a post about visibility on Facebook, then I'll post it to my Facebook business page. Then I'll copy paste it, pop it on LinkedIn. Then I'll take a snippet, pop it on Twitter with hashtags. When you are seen a lot more than everybody else, you destroy your competition. You absolutely do, even if you charge a lot more, which is fine. All of you guys should be trying to achieve the Maserati level. You should be more expensive, but you also need to have the results to back it up. You can't buy a Maserati with coupons, is what I always say. And anytime you discount your prices or you worry about what your competition's charging, you're racing to the bottom. You want to attract high-end, successful people that don't argue with you about prices. And you do that by positioning yourself through media interviews, through strong social media, and for teaching your industry. That's what shows you as an authority. Right now, I have semi-command of this room. I have everybody's attention. I'm positioning myself as an authority. I've given you guys a visual, kind of showing you what I do. This is where you guys need to be. You need to place yourself in a place of power, authority, visibility.
How powerful are websites? Do websites work?
They're very powerful if they're higher end. And conversely, a poorly designed website or one that looks like GeoCities from the early 1990s is going to actually make your brand look less valuable. Brand perception will be bad. If it's got big, bright buttons, if it's got old pictures of you, if it's too businessy without a bio, without a company story, without an as featured on media, if it's just a generic business template, it's not going to give the customer the warm and fuzzy to work with you.
Rob, I have a question. And this is, I mean, I'm sure everybody might be able to relate to it. And I hadn't had trouble asking it. I as a retired Marine and retired police officer, I do have a lot of stories. How does one internalize that? And I mean, how do I find out what my story is? Because people tell me all the time, you have stories, but without wanting to focus on me or put me out there, how do I identify my story?
You want the one that emphasizes either the impact you had on another person, a lesson you learned from life, or what you want to be known for. So in my own world, I have two stories that I always get called on to interview for. And I have all these interviews, I have a bunch of Google presence, and it's never about what I do. It's always about my life. Like I said, I failed out of high school, I failed out of 2 colleges, I have a severe learning disability, and I ended up getting a PhD, 6 degrees. I taught myself speed learning, and that's the only way I was able to do all this stuff. I wrote a book about it. So that was how I got a bunch of interviews, because people can relate if you have a kid with dyslexia, ADHD, autism, whatever. The second story happened in 2018. I lost my mom during a combat deployment to cancer. And then I had a nervous breakdown when I came back to San Diego from sleep deprivation. I just put this out in an article, and it went nowhere on LinkedIn. A few people saw it. I popped it on Newsbreak as a nationally syndicated article. It's now been hosted 300,000 times online and has something like 45,000 views. So personal stories about, they can be happy, they can be sad. It really is at your comfort level. Some of us do not want to talk about our service. We've seen some things. That's the crux of being a veteran. So at whatever comfort level you're at, the more you open up, the more people are going to align with you. They're going to empathize with you, and they're going to see commonalities, and they'll reach out and they'll feel a lot more comfortable doing business with you because you show yourself as a human being.
I think maybe we can have a workshop on how to craft your story. I've gotten very good at crafting my own story because it's what I talk about the most for the chamber. People want to know the story of the chamber. I just had like 3 meetings yesterday and the day before, and it was about the chamber and how did the chamber get started, how this came about. And even though I repeated myself like 5 times, it was the first time for them. And when I was in second to the last one, I was so tired of telling the same story. And then I just took a deep breath because I realized they've never heard it. I know our story, and I've said it 1,000 times, but it's their first time. So I had to really find new tidbits that I haven't said to anybody or make comments just to make it more interesting for me to tell the story. So sitting down and writing a 1-page story, and then just keep changing it and changing it and changing it till you find something that you feel comfortable telling and how it works. So we can do a workshop for that and invite Rob and Christine to be part of that, and we can all collaborate.
Yep. It's always easier to find a new room than it is new material. Rob, real quick, just want to get in. I love this, like drinking through a fire hose. Everybody in here knows they see me all over the place on social media. I brag about managing 13 different social media platforms. Reddit rooms are one I have not figured out, and I heard you mention it more than once. So as quick as you can, educate me on why Reddit is a thing and important to get in on. Okay.
Reddit was new to me. I started this summer, and I just gritted my teeth and learned. So essentially what you do, it's a series of text-based rooms, just like Facebook, except it's mostly text-based. Find rooms that align with your business. The room I've gone into is Entrepreneur. It has 2 million members. And when one of my articles hit 97,000 views in a few weeks, I realized the power of it. And Reddit will bring in leads. It will bring in people wanting to collaborate with you. I'll tell you right now, stay out of the veteran rooms. You do not want to, they do not want to talk business. It's goofy meme sharing. It's the worst stereotype vet bros you've ever met in your life. So that means don't go to the USMC room, don't go to the Air Force room, don't go to the Navy room, don't go to the Army room. It is okay to go to business or industry related Reddits to talk to people. And then I would go to industry related ones just to collaborate, to learn about more people in industry. So Alex, for example, is in the auto industry. I'm sure there are a lot of car groups, auto sales, whatever. You just go to Reddit, just use the search bar and just find out what rooms pop up and look at the rules on the right. There's always about 5 to 10 rules. A lot of them don't allow self-promotion, but they will allow you to do the same thing. Write something that teaches your industry and then a comment or a source in the first comment, or a link in the first comment.
Yeah. So I want to find a lot of horse rooms, and because we do equine therapy, so I want to find a lot of horse rooms, a lot of therapy type rooms, or things like that. Is that what you're saying?
Oh, you'll crush it. Go in there, just search horses, search equine therapy, horse farms. Make a list of 3 to 4 rooms, and then if you need to, you can recycle content and just start writing a little bit of a bio or a how-to, or this is what would really crush. 5 things I learned running a horse farm. And then the views are just unreal. My last post I wrote in the business room got like 7,000 views.
Okay. Thank you.
Rob, did you put your phone number and email address in the chat room?
Yes, sir.
Yes, he did. Yeah.
Oh, I don't. Where'd you do it? At the top?
I will do it again. Here, let me just copy and paste.
So Rob, I
His
posted some stuff to
information.
you.
Sorry,
Go ahead,
who's
Christy.
speaking? Kyle, hold on for a second. Rob's information is in our member directory, guys. Get used to going to the website, click on directory, and you will find every single member information there. And Rob is there. I'm getting ready to put him on our leadership page as well. So that'll happen this weekend. So please check the website. Keep going back to the website. Kyle.
Rob, if you would, I DM'd you some content. So if you'd make sure that you pull that content before we close the chat.
Copy.
Self-explain.
It looks great.
And you probably know Clint or know of Clint.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah,
We got,
I know.
it's 8:30, so if anybody wants to stick around, we can. If not, Christy, you got anything else or save rounds?
No, just I say no, and then I'm gonna go into what I said, right? So
But before you hit that, Christy, Rob, other than 10 to 11 Central Time, my whole day is open. So feel free to just give me a buzz at that number I left you.
Copy.
all right, guys, I hope you guys have an amazing weekend. Don't forget our raffle. Don't forget our friendly member competition. And don't forget to invite somebody for next Friday.
Next Friday is our deep dive workshop, and we are so excited. We have Joseph Luckett from 0 to 100, which is an international best-selling book about networking. So I think he's going to drop some nuggets of wisdom with us. I know we had great wisdom today from Rob. Thank you so much. I think everybody learned a ton. So really glad to have you on board and help us with the chamber. Thank you so much, Rob.
Also, you guys have amazing guest speaker contacts. Please send them over to Irving, make his job better. He does an amazing job, but we all need help, right? So if you know of a guest speaker that would be good for our chamber, teach on any topic, so life balance, business, whatever that topic, we would love to have them be our guest speaker for the deep dives at the end of the month. If you have not scheduled your spotlight speaking opportunity as a member of the chamber, send an email to Christine, send an email to me, send us a text, and we will get you booked up. We are, a little low on the bookings for spotlight speakers. So, and even if you have already spoken, it's a new year, so fair game. First come, first serve. So please book your spotlight speaking because we want to know more about you. And then check the calendar. Michael has some weekly events that he does. So please check that, participate, help each other out. JR has a gala, so make sure that you buy the tickets if they're already on sale. Support each other because that's what we're here. We can only grow if we help each other. And with that said, thank you so much. Have an amazing weekend. Rob, if you can hang out for 5 minutes, please do so. And see you guys next week.
And all
One
those who